In this video, I'm going to dive into 3 AI agents and automations I have used to grow a profitable personal brand. These systems have allowed me to post more frequently, get more leads and sales out of my social media content, and allowed me to work less on the actual creation of that content so I could spend time running my business. If you're a small team or maybe a solo entrepreneur, these 3 systems are going to allow you to post, build a personal brand on the side, and have that personal brand generate you leads and opportunities without spending 2 to 3 hours every single day facilitating this process. So if you don't have a videographer, an expensive team, or copywriters, these 3 systems are going to be plug and play. You could use them to start generating leads and posting on social media for your business. So we're going to hop into the Aria AI platform right now to build these automations. I'm going to show you exactly how they run, the logic behind them, and a demo of what you could expect if you were to build these yourself. If you want to follow along, there's a free trial link down for the software in the description. Feel free to literally take these for yourself, right? So when you get into the software, you can see a bunch of things going on, from evaluations of your models, components of models, your knowledge base, feeds, etc. They also have a community where you can share different things, and they also have insights so you can see what's running, how much money you're spending on your models, etc. But my favorite part of all of this is the project section. So I'm going to go to content automation, and these are some of the automations that we will be covering today. One of the biggest sort of pain points I ran into when doing AI and automation for marketing, which is what this channel is all about, is there's a lot of stuff going on. So I love the fact that you could organize all of your agents, your copywriting agents, your AI automations, every single thing by project. So you can see here, I have my content automations in one project, my social media and branding automations in another project, my lead qualifications in another project, etc. Right? And for these projects, you can set a budget. You could do a bunch of different things, like select the models that you want to have for this specific project, the data sources, the prompts, your own custom prompts, memories, MCP tools, etc. Right? So there's a lot of customization per project, and it's really good for collaboration. So if you have a team that just works on your lead qualification, you can send your sales team there. For your content automation, you can invite your videographers and your media team and your copywriters here. If you have those things, if you're solo, just like I am for the most part, we have a few people. This is perfect for just general organization for every single thing AI marketing related. All right. Now we're going to hop into these content automations right here, starting with YouTube to newsletter. So one of the most important things to understand when using social media is that these platforms could go away in an instant. So you want to make sure that you're taking people off platform and adding them to some type of newsletter or community so you could always remarket those people in the future. So God forbid your social media channel goes down, you're not left starting from zero, starting all over again. You have an email list built up where you could market to people going forward. Now, this is exactly why I built this. So you're watching this on YouTube right now. Every single time I have a YouTube post, I want to create a newsletter of that YouTube post so they can blast it out to my list of a few thousand people, right? And to do that, I'm going to use their agent builder. So essentially, if you're new to this platform, you could build with all these things here. You could select from the models, data sources, tools, memory, agents, right? All the standard stuff right there. This is how this agent is going to work. So essentially, I have 2 variables right here for the actual build. We're going to pull the YouTube script and the video title. We're going to pass it to Claude 4.5. This is the best model for copywriting, in my opinion. And this is the prompt here. If you want to take a look at it, there's a lot going on. Basically, it's going to take the title of the video and the script of the video as well. It's going to take into account, and it's going to output an entire newsletter based on exactly what we want, which is main content, 3 sections, key takeaways, and then a call to action to watch that YouTube video. So we're just getting more content out of one piece of content, which is YouTube to newsletter. All right. So I'm going to run this and sort of show you how it works. And very simple. It's just going to be outputted right here, and we'll sort of see. So I'm going to test this really quickly. Drag this over here. All right. So I'm at my YouTube channel right here. This is a video that I just posted the other day. I'm going to copy the title right here. I would like a newsletter post for this YouTube video. Here's the script. I go back to my YouTube video, copy the transcript once it loads. I'm going to paste it right there. And you could enter the variables so you can see we have YouTube script like earlier in video title. That's why I showed you in the input, but it'll automatically be smart about it and it'll pull the YouTube title on the script. It's a pretty smart system. So that is that, or you could just enter it right in here, like I mentioned. But it's going to go ahead and it's going to create a newsletter out of the entire YouTube video that I just posted. And for the amount of work that it took to set this up and the output I get, it's really, really good, guys. The prompt didn't take too long to make. Claude 4.5 and Aria AI sort of do the rest here. So you could see, if I drag this over, this is the YouTube video, and then this is the actual newsletter. So it gives me the title of the newsletter, and it gives me exactly what I want. So an overview, 3 points, 2, 3, key takeaways, call to action of the video, right? What I can do from here, I just copy and paste this into my newsletter software. I will tweak a little bit and I'll go from there. What I like to do with AI, especially with copywriting, is please do read everything. I'm not telling you to copy and paste this and send it. Don't do it. Please read everything. AI is meant to give us an 80-85% head start when it comes to content creation. You, with your human emotions, thoughts, knowledge, experience, you come in, you fill in that 15-20%, and then you publish it. All right. So this is only for speed. This is not for complete automation. But, how much more work would you have to do after you really nail this? And again, this is with a subpar prompt. You could be much better at the prompt in here. You could add in a document about your business. You could add in other things as well. So that is the first automation I will show you. More so just turning a YouTube video into a newsletter. And this works across any single thing. So you could turn YouTube into LinkedIn posts. You could turn a YouTube into whatever. You could even turn Instagram into whatever written post you want. That's one of the most powerful automations because you already created the video. You might as well get more uses out of it. So that is automation number one. We're going to step it up with automation at number 2. We're going to go to content to lead magnet. All right, guys, you can see there's a little bit more going on here. I'm going to explain exactly what the purpose is. So for the content to lead magnet / landing page agent, when you post content online, you want to send out lead magnets. A lead magnet is what someone gets, and in return, they give you the email and they give you their name. All right, you've seen it all the time. People have free resources. I have a free resource down below. For you to get that free resource from me, which is worth it, by the way, I recommend you check it out. You need to give me your email and your first name. This is how I could build my list. And at the same time, this is how you could get a free resource. So it's a win-win. Now, how do you actually build those lead magnets and those landing pages to host the lead magnets on? Well, it takes some time. This agent is going to basically take in the brand voice of my company. So you can see the data source right here. It's going to generate a lead magnet for me. If I like the lead magnet, then it's going to even generate me a landing page to put the lead magnet on, and that's going to be the entire output. So there's more logic involved in this one. And basically how we built this is the data source is going to be my website right here. And then I give it flow control and a human approval, which is this step right here. All right, now I'm going to test this automation. I always want to make sure that when I test this, I am looking at the input variables that it needs to give me a proper response. This is a YouTube video I've created. I run an agency that helps SaaS companies and other agencies grow YouTube channels that generate them leads. I would like a PDF lead magnet for the ICP of SaaS companies and B2B agencies. Here is a YouTube video script. Paste the script in. So again, I gave it the content text. So that's the script. I gave it the lead magnet type, which is a PDF, and then I gave it the target audience. I'm not going to fill it in here. I'm just going to let the logic sort of work through the system, and it should pick up everything. And on the left here, you can sort of see the execution of the workflow going. So I just gave it the input, the data source. So it's not going to go run through the data source, which is my website. So it's going to cross-reference stuff about my website. It's scrape my website. It knows my case studies, my clients, our results, our processes, all of those things. Now it's going to generate the lead magnet. And once it does that, it's going to give me an approval request. If I approve it, then it's going to generate me a landing page for that lead magnet. If I don't like it, then it's going to just go and give me the output of that lead magnet. So I'm going to show you that right here. All right, and about 1 minute later, it's asking me for approval. So I'm going to open this up here, and you could see, for some reason, I can't drag this down, but you could sort of see the PDF lead magnet that I requested. All right, so the ultimate guide to turning YouTube into a lead generation machine for SaaS and B2B agencies. So it took into account the type of lead magnet I wanted, which is the PDF, and it took into account my ICP, which is SaaS and B2B agencies. And it's just going to give a lot of value to the client. And this is super interesting because this is all scraped from our website. So we've done 500K for our clients this year. That's directly on our website. So it took stuff from our website. And then, yeah, this is pretty good. It gives a 7-step approach to generating leads with YouTube. So this is a lead magnet that, again, I can put on a landing page and I can send out to people. Now, speaking of landing pages, let's go ahead and approve this. So I love it's all in the chat right here. Again, if I deny this, it would just give me the lead magnet, but I want the landing page as well. So I'm going to approve this. You can see the logic here. So it goes to the approved section. Now it's going to generate the landing page copy as well. So we have the lead magnet. Now we can place the lead magnet on a landing page as well. And it's going to give us all of the landing page copy right here. You can sort of see how it generates that. And again, this is with minimal prompting. So you could upload data for prompting frameworks, landing page frameworks, conversion, digital marketing assets, anything that you have for your company, you could give as a data source, and it will take into account when writing out the copy. This is just a bare bones example of what's possible with this type of agent. So just like any landing page, it has an FAQ section, it has an about us, or not about us, but it has like what this is, has a CTA at the end. Yep, and this is all pulled directly from our website. There you go. So this is a landing page copy for the lead magnet that we just generated. All right, so going even a step further, you could then vibe code a platform with all of this. These are our client results. So this is how you know the data source was pulled in accurately, because there's no way that this area AI agent could have known that all of this is true without going to my website first. So this all just worked as intended. Now with just one YouTube video, I have a lead magnet and then a landing page to put that lead magnet on. Again, going a few steps further, you could vibe code a platform for the landing page. I'm not gonna get into all that right now. You sort of see the power of an agent when structured properly. Now I don't have to hire anyone for this. I could just take 10 minutes, put this on a landing page that I've templated out. Now I have a lead magnet and a landing page to start collecting for my newsletter. And again, the newsletter was written by the first automation that we went through. All right, so that is automation number 2. I showed you a little bit more about the data source and a little bit more of the approval logic that you could do. And with the approval, by the way, you could select approvers. So if you have people on your team, they'll get a notification, they'll approve it when it runs, etc. So there's a lot of customization, little things you could do, but that is automation at number 2. And the last AI agent we will be covering is probably the most useful. I've been able to get over 2 million short form views this year alone because of using an AI agent like this called the Short Form Content Analyzer. All right, similar to the last one, we have our input, we have our data source, we have our AI model, and then we have an approval request. This is going to allow us to create infinite content ideas that are going to attract our type of clients and allow us to have high performing videos on short form content. So think YouTube Shorts, think TikTok, think Instagram, think Facebook Reels, etc. All right, so very, very similar. You have your input, you have our data source, which is again just our website. So it could get our brand tone, it could include pieces about our process, pieces about our client client results, etc. We're going to run this to a GPT 4.1 just because of the logic needed. So you can see this is a more of a fat prompt here, and feel free to steal this and pause it. But basically, it's a content strategist. It's going to do a real-time web search to find content opportunities given the data source, which is going to be my website. And then we're going to give it all this: the research topic, the research type, the target platform, and the target audience. And then it's going to use Perplexity to do, again, go through the web and give us all of these following things. All right, pain points of our audience, goals of our audience, content gaps and opportunities, trend analysis, and all the things that you need to create a well-working content idea for these short-form platforms. Everything when it comes to short-form platforms, it's all about the hook and it's all about the virality of the video at the end of the day. Okay, then we're going to get an approval request, and then it's going to ask us to either output the stuff or it's going to regenerate everything because we didn't like it the first time. Okay, and you can see here, this is also pretty cool. We could have different models in the flow. So we're using 4.1 up here just for the Perplexity aspect of it. You can see we've connected this tool right here. So the Perplexity MCP is attached because it's going to actually scrape the web and draw in all the information we need to actually have a really good content strategy. And for the actual script writing, like I mentioned earlier, Claude Sonnet 4.5 is the best script writer out there. It's not even close when it comes to just actual really good text for content. So we could have different models within one single workflow, which is something I really like about this platform. And you could just do that by going to models, AI model, and then pick that model that you want. All right, we're going to test this right now and drag this over to make sure that we have that. Okay, cool. So I'm a realtor in Dallas, Texas. I would like some content ideas targeting business owners in their 60s who want to buy their retirement house. How could I reach them and have them be interested in my short form content and want to talk to me about representing them to buy their next home? This is a super niche example, guys. I'm gonna click run right here. You can see it's going through the data source already. So it's gonna get all of the company information of my company. So it understands what we do, who we target, past case studies, past results. Then it's gonna get passed to a GPT 4.1 with the Perplexity MCP. So it's actually gonna go on the internet and search for these types of things. It's gonna pull in all of that. It's gonna give us back to us. We're gonna approve it or deny it. And then we're gonna go from there. So I'm gonna let this generate and then come back to you in a second. All right. And as you can see, just like last time, it's giving us an approval. So I'm gonna open this up. Here's a comprehensive strategy tailored to you as a Dallas realtor to attract business owners in 60 seconds that want to buy their, or in the 60s, buying their retirement home. So it knows that the market for retirement age buyers in Texas is hot. I did this because everyone wants to go to Texas. It's nice and warm there. So I pulled this right from the internet, and it's giving us the platforms and it's giving us what we should talk about. Let's see if it goes into some scripts here. Oh, it also pulled this from the internet as well. So actual statistics about the market, and it gives us a source, which is pretty cool. Audience insights. So it's going over their pain points, going over their goals. And then here it's going to give us the actual content opportunities. So luxury downsizing, step-by-step retirement move lines or move timelines, which is pretty cool. Trends and initial content ideas. So idea one, a Dallas dream downsizing. Here's how to start. So yeah, this is all pretty cool. And then yes, you could edit this, you could redo it, etc. So you can see here by the logic that we built in with this portion of the tool, we could do two things. If I deny it, it's going to redo this. So I'm actually just going to show you how that works. So let's say I didn't like these content ideas. I'm going to deny this right here. And you can see that since it's denied, it's going to regenerate again, and it's going to give me these content ideas again. Boom, boom, boom. If I were to have accepted that, that would have been my final output. But just for demo's sake, I want to show you sort of what's possible, just in case you don't like stuff. You could loop stuff. You could do multiple iterations with multiple different models here. Again, this is a bare bones example of what is possible. So here it's spitting out YouTube concepts for us, because within this prompt, I'll show you after that I asked for YouTube. And as this is generating, guys, like this is a massive, massive document. I just want to show you the prompt here. So it's a very simple prompt, but in this prompt, I asked for some YouTube as well. So let's go to YouTube. You can see, I don't know why the Control F isn't working here, but YouTube is in this prompt as well. That's why it's spitting out those types of content ideas. And again, it's following this exact prompting structure. So 10 video titles, you can see that's exactly what it's outputting. Again, based on all of the different things with thumbnail concept as well. All right, so we covered short form with this up here, and then Claude is covering long form. And you can see that it does not skimp out on what we can create. Like this is going to be a super, super long output. But again, this just limits the extra work you have to do. You have to pay a copywriter because a lot of it is in here. You have to pay a content research and strategist because a lot of it is in here. I'm not saying this will be perfect, but this is a massive step up from what it used to be when none of this was possible. All right, so this is probably the third and final way in which you could use AI and AI content systems just like this to get more out of your marketing with putting less effort. Now, obviously, you have to film this and do a bunch of other stuff, which is what I cover on this channel. So make sure you check out my other videos. You could see in just one prompt and one approval process, I have a full content strategy, which again, this is plenty, right? I would even reprompt this and say, hey, make this a little bit shorter. You can see it gives me 10 titles. It gives me the actual packaging of the title, and it gives me every single thing that I asked for, all right? So it's very, very good at following the prompt, and just make sure you're selecting the right model. And also, if you're doing anything with like content marketing, make sure you're using Perplexity to get live results from the internet, because for content, that really, really matters, all right? So that is the third and final system I wanted to show you guys today. You can see, if I come back here, everything is in Insight, so I can see how much I'm using. I can see the latency. I can see the error rate. I can see everything like that. I can see the the budget as well. Everything is in here. Everything is organized. My team wanted to hop in here and play around with these models or build these models. They could also do so. So everything within Aria is pretty streamlined and I like it a lot. I might be covering this platform in a few other videos. So if you want any more content system just like this built out, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be happy to create a video around it. I'll leave a free trial link to Aria AI down in the description if you want to follow along and copy the prompts and everything that I just went over. If you like this video, you will love this video. Feel free to check out my channel for other content, AI, and marketing hacks. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.